Hello, this is Lee the Squirrel, and this time class we're going to do Getting Ready of page 136, and this is lesson 4 of chapter 4. So let's get started. So in this time class we're going to talk about these two, mixed numbers and improper fractions. So mixed numbers. What is a mixed number? Well, it is numbers like these, which has a integer on your left and a proper fraction on your right. But remember, numbers like these, which is a dot between the integer and the proper fraction, are not mixed numbers, so be advised. So you learn what is this about in the future, but remember, this is not mixed number if there's a dot between an integer and a proper fraction. So this is what is a mixed number. So what is improper fraction? Well, improper fraction is defined as if the numerator and it is bigger or equal to the denominator. So numbers like these can be improper fractions, or also numbers like 9 over 7, where it is a improper fraction, and also 7 over 7 is a improper fraction. But numbers like 6 over 7 are not, because in this case 6 is smaller than 7. So these are called proper fractions rather than improper fractions. So based on this, let's solve some problems. So first, example number 1. Change 1 over 3 to an improper fraction. Well, this question, in a sophisticated way, 1 and 1 over 3 is more like 1 plus 1 over 3. And this can be interpreted as 3 over 3. 1 can be 3 over 3 plus 1 over 3. And you can write down as 4 over 3. But in your book, it introduced a more simpler way. Here, let's say this is the integer, integer, and there is the numerator, and there's the denominator. In your book, it introduced, you multiply the integer and the denominator plus the numerator and divided by the denominator. In other words, you can write it down. Okay, I'll copy this. The integer 1 can be put here, and the denominator 3 can put here, and the numerator 1 can put here, and the denominator 3 can put here. So if you calculate, what is the answer? Well, 1 multiplied 3 is 3. Where's my pen? Okay, this is 3, and there's 1, so this becomes 4 over 3. And the answer is just the same. So let's go to the next question. Change 2 and 3 over 5 to an improper fraction. And same here, we can first do in the sophisticated way, which is 2 plus 3 over 5, or can be 5 multiplied 2 over 5 plus 3 over 5, and this can be 10 over 5 plus 3 over 5, and or 10 plus 3 and becomes 13 over 5. And this is a long way. So a more simpler way, what we can do is, I'm going to copy this one. Alright, where is it? Okay, here you are. Copy this and copy that. And here. So integer and denominator and plus numerator over a denominator. So if we do this one, this 2 here as an integer, 3 the numerator here, and put the denominator. And this is 5 and another 5 down here. So if you calculate, it becomes, 2 multiplied 5 is 10 plus 3, this is 3, over 5. So this becomes 13 over 5, and the answer is just the same. Now let's go to example number 3. Now this time you're changing the improper fraction to a mixed number. It's vice versa from what we solved previously. So in this case, what should we do? By the way, this is page 137. Well, in this time, what we do is you write down the numerator and you divide with the denominator. And you put 1, and there's 9, and the remainder becomes 1. And the book is just, you just write down 9 over 1 and 1 over 9. But let's put in this in a more simpler and a clear way. What you do is here is you actually divided the numerator and the denominator with the denominator, and there should be a quotient and there must be a remainder. So if you change, the form becomes like the quotient and remainder over a denominator, right? Right. So this is what you do. So based on this, I'm going to solve the next problem. First, I'm going to copy, and paste it here. So let's see. Well, before I go to the next question, I'm going to first do this. Well, there is the quotient is 1. Okay, so wait a minute. I'm going to copy this one first. So based on this, where's the quotient? The quotient is 1. So you put down the quotient 1 here. And the remainder was 1. So you write down the remainder here. And the denominator was 9. And it was 9, so you write down here. So it becomes 1 and 1 over 9. And the answer is just the same. So remainder is from here, and the quotient is from here. So let's go to the next question, based on what I copied previously. In here, you can just do exactly the same, which is the denominator is 16, and denominator is 20. And if you do calculate, the quotient becomes 1, and if you subtract, this becomes 4. So remainder is 4. So what you write down is, based on this one, the quotient and the remainder, you just simply put down the remainder, you write down here, and the denominator, which is 16, you put down here, and the quotient is 1. So you put down the quotient. And you can simplify to a simple term, shorter term, in other words. So you can cut this down. This is 4, and 16 is equal to 4 multiplied 4. So you cut down 4, 4. So you can also write it down to 1 and 1 over 4. And this becomes a mixed number. And this is the way to solve the examples of getting ready. So in the next part, there's no let's discuss in this lesson. So I'm going to directly skip to let's try. So see ya there, and thanks for watching.